The Irish deserve it. Israeli ex-spy turned election candidate wants Gazans moved to Ireland. I love that. The Irish deserve it. What have they ever done to anyone? The only thing the Irish are responsible for, any harm they've done, is badly paid drives up and down England. That's all they've ever done. According to this logic, you know who deserves it next? Mary Poppins. Yeah, she deserves it. Although, hang on a sec, that reminds me of another story I saw today.
Joining me as he does every Wednesday, Kel Richards for Word Matter. And we're going to start with one of my favourite movies. This is the Julie Andrews Disney classic version of Mary Poppins. It's now got a big warning on it. It's accused of having racist language, Kel. Now, I can't remember what words in there that would upset people are, but what is it?
The word is Hottentot.
Oh, there you go. Turns out she's evil as well. I'll have to think of another analogy. Jesus? Oh no, he did kung fu and all the moneylenders, didn't he? So he can't go in. Mary Seacourt? Oh no. No, she wasn't a nurse, she just sold tabs to officers, so she's definitely responsible for lung cancer as well. I know who we can use. Hillary Clinton. Right then, another brilliant story, because it's deservedly throwing some aggression towards one of the most violent and aggressive peoples on earth, the Irish. This is why hibernophobia is so common, because you can't go 2 minutes flicking through a history book without reading about the Irish, barnstorming across the world, imposing their will on everybody. Oh no, hang on. Wasn't them, was it? It was their charming, handsome neighbours. Jonathan Pollard claimed that Israel should move Arab people in Gaza to Ireland due to the support for the Palestinian cause there. Yeah, I can't help but feel that's being artificially inflated as well. If you watched the reports on the BBC, you would assume everybody in England and Ireland and Scotland and Wales were uniformly pro-Palestine and everybody absolutely loved them. I dare say if you went for a walk around Ireland and talked to a few of the plumbers and bricklayers that live there, or maybe had a word with a couple of taxi drivers, the sentiment might be a little bit different. Jonathan Pollard, who was born in America and served almost 30 years in an American jail for spying for Israel, said they should annex Gaza if they want people to be able to return to the homes they fled after the 7th of October surprise attacks by Hamas. The suggestion was condemned as ethnic cleansing by Dublin TD Richard Boyd Barrett, whose own long-standing support for Palestine was cited by Pollard in Israeli media as reason to force people from their homeland and towards Irish shores. Ho ho! We'd have to change the Lucky Charms advert over here in America, wouldn't we? Ho ho! They're after me! Hidden cache of arms and ammunition. The People Before Profit Solidarity Deputy added, if the movement of solidarity with the Palestinian people in Ireland is annoying far-right fanatics, then it means we're doing something right. Boyd Barrett said Pollard's comments showed that Ireland's solidarity with Palestine was being noticed in Israel. I'm right behind this idea. Traipsing around in Ireland, looking for hidden dumps of ammunition, nail bombs at the post office, just like the good old days, eh? Let's do it. And this, of course, definitely proves wrong all of those wacky conspiracy theorists that said maybe they were going to use this as an excuse to ditch a few 100,000 Palestinians everywhere else, like maybe in Western Europe. Surely they wouldn't do that. I mean, Western Europe doesn't like taking in random unvetted men from dodgy countries, do they? In an interview with the Jerusalem Post, Pollard said Israel will need to annex Gaza if it wants residents to return to the south. He referenced Boyd Barrett directly in the interview, claiming the TD's wearing off the keffiyeh scarf was an indication of Ireland's support for Palestine. I say we move the resident Arab population. I don't care where they go. My preference is for Ireland. I think the Irish deserve it. Irish MP Richard Boyd Barrett has even donned a keffiyeh. Hilarious. So where does this leave us, ladies and gentlemen? It leaves us exactly where I've been telling anybody that cares to listen for about 4 years. If you're a grown-up and you practice a form of infantile, wishful thinking, and you say stupid, demonstrably incorrect things like violence is never acceptable when you're living in a world in which our governments frequently bomb the ever-loving shite out of people, you're not very bright. Wishful thinking and hopeless optimism is for children, and I encourage it in children because children should be allowed to be happy. Don't be a woke lefty and decide that lying to them about Santa Claus is child abuse, but showing them hardcore pornography isn't. Protect the kids. Let them have a childhood. But don't persist with those delusions as soon as you hit 18 years of age. It's time to grow up. And if you're one of my viewers in Ireland, Scotland, Wales, or the south of England, just know that you've got a hard choice to make. I've told you lot this all along. Do you think we, working class northerners, do you think we like posh Etonians, knobheads from posh families down south running everything? Of course we don't. Oh yeah, Scousers. I forgot about Scousers. Put them in with the Scottish. We don't like it, but it's pragmatism. Your choice, back when we had a Conservative Party, was between annoying, snooty English Conservatives or full-blown commies. And in Scotland, SNP, Wales, Plaid Cymru, and Ireland, Sinn Féin, you all made the wrong choice. The only way you protect your borders is by embracing actual nationalist policies, reasonable, law-based, sensible nationalist policies, which is sensible, reasonable immigration policies and aggressively enforcing the border and the law. That doesn't make you far-right or a white nationalist. If we simply enforced the same rules that we had in the 1980s, none of these problems would have occurred. The people that moved to the UK, for example, would have got integrated as they did when I was a child, and a couple of kids from Pakistan or India moved to the local area. You can count the numbers on one hand, and sent the kids to school with us, and they integrated, and they spoke English, and they support the local football team, and they drink pints and enjoy the life, and unfortunately talk like me. That is what we need to go back to. 1980s style, sensible, tens of thousands every year, immigration policies, and deport crooks, thieves, chancers and liars, and anybody linked to any of the terrorist organisations. It's really not rocket science. These laws already exist, or they always did exist. They're just not getting enforced. So I suggest, Ireland, you pull your head out of your collective arseholes and start voting for people who don't think open borders is a good idea. I mean, the SNP are the most laughable of them all. They think people from Newcastle are too culturally different to get on with Scottish people. Like, they're like, Geordies, bring 1,000 Somalians over. I mean, if you don't think you've got anything in common with the Geordies, you're in for a shock when Abu Musab al-Zarqawi turns up, aren't you? And if you don't know who that is, it's the bloke who lopped Ken Bigley's head off with a potato peeler. Just for those of you that were fortunate enough not to go to Iraq. Anyway, but that's just what I think. Do you think the people of Scotland, Wales and Ireland, frankly, for voting even more stupidly than the English, deserve to absorb a few 100,000 Palestinians? Or do you think it's reasonable to just employ normal, reasonable centrist policies from the 1980s and maybe control who comes into your country every now and then? Let me know in the comments. If you think I'm a fascist, please let me know. I love reading commie gibberish. All right, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to my new members, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Toodle pip. Cheers.